Sewage is the wastewater released from domestic community households after bathing, washing, laundry, and toilet. It is characterized by offensive odor containing various types of solid debris, excreta, chemicals, and pathogenic microorganisms. It cannot be discharged into the river or sea directly. Cities across the world adopt different methods of sewage treatment based on demographics and sewage type. The beautiful city by the Nile, Juba in South Sudan. The land of the tallest people, global beauty pageants and more. The present sewage and septage treatment system of Juba in South Sudan is inadequate for its population and causing various other problems. The proposed Sequential Batch Reactor septage treatment plant will mitigate all issues in the long term. Cesspool vehicles carry septage from households to reach the treatment plant for safe and scientific disposal. The entry is recorded. The vehicle moves on the ramp to dispose the septage in the feeding tank. From here, the septage flows to settler-cum-thickener tank through the inlet channel. Here, the solids settle down at the bottom. This separates from the liquid. Liquid overflows to anaerobic baffle reactor (ABR) for further treatment. The bottom solid sludge is pumped to the natural sludge drying beds. Transparent shed on top of the sludge beds ensures natural sunlight drying. This also protects from rain. The underflow leachate from the sludge beds recirculate back to the leachate sump, from where it is pumped to the secondary biological treatment. The process of SBR occurs in 5 stages. First is the filling of tank with sewage when there will be no aeration. Second step is aeration, after filling is entirely complete. Third stage is the reaction of biological matter to degrade the organic compound. Aeration continues. In the fourth stage, that is settling, aeration is stopped and the entire content is allowed to settle down. The sludge settles at the bottom of the tank. The last stage is decantation of water from the SBR tank to the next stage. That is the chlorine tank. Step 1. Raw wastewater is introduced into the reactor and mixed with biomass for reaction. Here, aeration stops and the mixer is turned on to provide anoxic condition for denitrification. Time of filling is 25% of the full cycle time, that is 12 to 16 hours. Step 2. The next step is aeration for board, cord and nitrogen removal from sewage. Aeration is provided through fine bubble diffuser membrane and the cycle time is 35 to 50% of the total cycle time. Step 3 is the reaction time, where aeration continues and the total time period is 20 to 25% of the total cycle time. Step 4 is the settling period, where solids settle down at the bottom. And in this, STPE aeration stops. The time cycle is 15 to 20%. Step 5. The final step is decantation of the settled wastewater, and the supernatant liquid overflows to the chlorine contact tank. Here is a typical outlet performance for domestic wastewater without any tertiary treatment. Primary settling tank and sludge digester are not needed in an SBR. The dumped household sewage is screened for solid waste before it reaches the underground storage where it is collected. From here, it is filled in the sequential batch reactor for the 5-stage process. Namely, filling, aeration, reaction, settling and decantation. After settling, the sludge flows into the sludge thickener for further solidification. The filtrate is pumped back to the aeration tank and the semi-solid sludge further dries in the sludge drying area, after which it can be used for animal feed or manure. The chlorine disinfected treated water can be reused for irrigation. Here are some of the real-life components of an SBR. Some of the salient features of an SBR are economy of use, low running cost, flexible operation, stable water supply, and efficient board removal. With the construction of an SBR-based sewage treatment plant, the project will mitigate all the current challenges and indeed bring prosperity to the people of Juba.